this could be costing you this. This is a chain checking tool. This is my Nash bar chain checking tool I bought probably in the mid 90s or something when I first realized chains could wear out. This thing has 0.75 and 1. Worked great for 9-speed. I used to change 9-speeds around the time that, you know, they were definitely in the all the way down in the 0.75 slots. So, you know, you put this on your chain, and if it slides all the way in, then it's worn out at 0.75 with 9-speed. That was pretty much, I would switch them out, and I hardly ever wore these things out because I would change the chain. So 11-speed, I've been using it on mountain bike for a few years now, and not that many, because I'm kind of technologically backwards, and to me 11-speed is still new, and I know people are riding 12 or maybe even 13. But I started riding 11-speed one by in 2019, 2020 or something, and I've realized that I've had to replace these. This is the second one I've had to replace. And so I made this weird notion, this weird discovery about my chains. So I would go out and I would check the chain, and I would find that it was just starting to slide into the 0.75. It wasn't all the way down. It definitely wasn't completely worn out, but it was just starting. And then maybe like a month later, it would just be completely worn out, like totally blown out. Like not even, like there'd be zero resistance. It would just fall into the completely worn out slot. And I didn't know, and I didn't look this stuff up, and like I said, I'm technologically a little bit backwards. A friend of mine was telling me you can't change 11-speed chains at 0.75 wear. You've got to change them earlier because they're thinner and they wear out faster, and I didn't know that. So I had to recently purchase this thing, which was quite a bit more than I wanted to pay. I thought I could get, I think I used to buy 11-speed cassettes. I know this Sunrace, this was a fairly light Sunrace cassette. This is the Shimano, and I just had to recently buy this. And I'm hoping that if I get a better chain checking tool, I won't have to keep checking them out. So I've had that dreaded chain skip for the last month. I've tried to ride, and I've needed to replace it. And I was thinking it was just not tuned right. And I finally realized that no matter what I did, I always had some jumping gears, and it's gotta be, I'm almost sure that cassette's worn out. So new cassette, an actual Shimano SLX one. Hopefully this one's a little bit higher quality, and I'm hoping that this one does not wear out. So we'll swap these and see if it fixes the skipping problem. I've never seen anything like this before. This is new to me. Yep, that was the problem. The bike was perfect now. Shifting was excellent. The skipping was completely gone. I could push as hard as I wanted it under power. I mean, I knew that was probably what it was, but I just didn't want to buy another cassette because I was like, man, I just bought this one like a year ago. Surely it's not wore out. But I let a chain get too wore and changed it to a new one. And then I think that's probably about when the problem started. So just got to remember to change that chain. The new cassette, I think it's pretty safe to say that the Shimano SLX cassette is definitely better than the Sunrace one that came with this bike. I think shifting is better than it was when it was new. It was super easy to adjust. It worked perfectly through all the gears. It was really snappy, especially the big ones. It seems to be really sensitive to worn cassette or shifting problems in those first 2 or 3 big sprockets. All better now. So big improvement. And I gotta say, I've got to get a new chain checker that tells me when 0.5. So if you're running 11 speed, you're going to have to change your chain at 0.5. That just means you're going to go through more parts. So the question is it worth it over 9 speed? I think 9 speed was maybe kind of the sweet spot between wear and, performance. I don't think I really need an extra 2 cogs, you know, and I really wonder about 12 and 13. Like, how many times would you have to change the chain on a mountain bike especially if you got it in cruddy conditions, you know? So it's just super important to check that chain and replace it. Chains are expensive on 11 speed. Everything's more expensive for 11 speed, but the cassettes, you definitely don't want to replace those every time you replace a chain. So anyway, that being said, keep an eye on it. Thanks for watching. See you later.